Mr. Yang, what more?
I'm over here.
Mr. Yang, what more can you say
Judy.
to the American people?
Judy,
I'm sorry, Mr. Steyer. I'm sorry.
Well,
How's it, gang of dudes? My name is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. And, not too happy, you know. Even if you're not Yang Gang, you shouldn't be too happy. If they do it to our candidate, they'll do it to yours. This might just means, W-A to the R. Yeah, that might be what it means. We'll get to this chart in a second. This is just confirmation because while I was editing the highlights, you can look right here. Look, that's including them asking the question, not just him talking, right? So I had already known that it was going to be the least amount of talking time, but I didn't think it was going to be under Steyer. That blows my mind. The bias is real. And if they're doing this to Yang, they're trying to push him out like they pushed Tulsi, and then they're going to go for Bernie. Anyway, let's... I should say, while this video is uploading, the highlights, stay tuned for that. Well, that's actually already up by the time you're watching this. I'm dumb. Anyways, thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you for all the new subscribers, all that good stuff. And so back to the matter at hand. Who talked most during the 6th Democratic presidential debate? Bernie Sanders. Amy Klobuchar is second. Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, Tom Steyer, and Andrew Yang. So here's the thing. Plenty of these people are polling less than Andrew Yang. Tom Steyer, just about every single poll has polled less than Andrew Yang. There's a few where he's polled higher. Oftentimes he's polling less. At the very least, they're neck and neck. Joe Biden is one of the front runners, and he took a big dip. So I think the establishment's not feeling him. I think they know that he can't beat Trump, but that's crazy for him to not get that much talking time. Pete, Elizabeth, Klobuchar. The thing is, Klobuchar, Yang in a lot of polls is higher than Klobuchar. Sometimes Amy Klobuchar ticks up. Oftentimes she ticks down. But even if, let's say, she was a solid 5 points ahead of Yang, which she's not, let's just say she was 20 minutes behind Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, I get he's a front runner. But if you're going to use that argument as like, oh, well, Yang isn't necessarily highest up in the polls. Okay, then what is your excuse for Tom Steyer or Amy Klobuchar? Amy Klobuchar is 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That's crazy to me. Sorry, I had to turn my head to grab. So, yeah, for the Yang Gang, I think this might mean war. You know what I'm saying? I would hashtag and trend let Yang speak or hashtag Yang media boycott. The establishment is definitely afraid to let him speak, due to his ideas being far superior. I think the establishment knows they can do real change. With his freedom dividend and democracy dollars, corruption would be at an all-time low, if not non-existent, underneath Yang. And all these people get their pockets lined day in and day out. All the media, just about every single politician that I could think of, I'm getting money in some sort of way. This is very. The thing is, if they think that they can push Yang out, think again, because even if we're not on debate stages, even if we're not getting time to speak on these debate stages, the Yang Gang isn't going anywhere, and we're going to fight until the very bitter end. And you better hope that you're kind to Andrew Yang and you get his endorsement if he ever does drop out, which he probably won't because we're here in force. But you better hope you get his endorsement, because guess what? The Yang Gang we're powerful. Let's just put it that way. So, what he did do, I guess, in a lighter sense, is he made his normal cases very well. They don't sound like talking points anymore. They sound like real conversation pieces, and I think he's really buttoned that down. And if he had more time, it'd be bam, 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 bam. He'd be able to just throw out all this information, and people would be able to hear him, but. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the case. I mean, even the moderators kind of stepped on him here in the beginning a little bit.
Mr. Yang, what more?
I'm over here.
Mr. Yang, what more can you say
Judy.
to the American people?
Judy,
I'm sorry, Mr. Steyer. I'm sorry.
Well,
And I guess with this mistake being made, they didn't really let him back in. And whenever Yang, makes a Crystal Cave comment to Pete, they don't let him, get into a back and forth with Pete. They don't let Pete make a response. They don't ask him about a response. They just, gloss right over it.
I'm on the record saying that you need both strong men and female leaders in government, because the fact is, if you get too many men alone and leave us alone for a while, we kind of become morons. So it's related to our campaign finance rules, because right now the fact is we operate in a fundamentally anti-woman marketplace, and that includes the marketplace for politicians. If we were to put 100 democracy dollars into the hands of every American voter, instead of 5% contributing, you'd see that rate skyrocket to 50 or 60%, and you'd have many, many more women who would run for office because they don't have to go shake the money tree in the wine cave.
Thank you, Mr.
Could I
Yang.
address-
I'd like to follow up. The question again, Mr. Yang, was
I
about
address
Dreamers.
immigration reform?
You pledged to move on a permanent legislative fix in your first 100 days. Dreamers say that they are frustrated by Democrats' failure to prioritize their status in deal after deal. So why should Dreamers trust Democrats now?
I believe everyone on this stage would do the right thing by Dreamers in the first 100 days. I would make it a top priority. I'm the son of immigrants myself. The fact is, almost half of Fortune 500 companies were started by an immigrant or children of immigrants. Immigrants make our country stronger and more dynamic. And immigrants are being scapegoated for issues they have absolutely nothing to do with. If you go to the factory in Michigan, it's not wall-to-wall immigrants, it's wall-to-wall robot arms and machines. We have to send the opposite message of this administration. And as your president, I think I could send a very clear message where if you're considering immigrating to this country, and I'm the president, you would realize my son or daughter can become president of the United States. That's the opposite of the current administration, and that's the message I would love to send to the world.
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
While Pete and Warren, they let them take up 20, 30 minutes at a time going back and forth. So, I do think he could have been a little bit stronger. He could have been a little bit more tougher. But how are you supposed to do that whenever they won't call on you, whenever you can't get a word in edgewise? The cameras are never on him, so you can't see his hand being raised, which I think is on purpose. So maybe Paget make a video about that, and she'll get to say something to that effect. But how are you supposed to get something like that going if you're not even allowed to speak? And like in the first debate, they even cut his mic off. So I don't know. I do think that Yang also, he is a world-class debater. So I think he sees like, okay, you have 45 seconds to say something. And he actually tries to make it within 45 seconds as if he's in an actual debate where those points would count against you. This isn't the way. This is a very informal debate, really. So I think he's still just conditioned that way from being in debate clubs and stuff like that. So, man, I don't know what the strategy is here. I'm not sure what the strat for Andrew Yang is here. Even if he did come out swinging, it's not like they'd call on him much anyway. So, man, I don't know what the strat is here, guys. We're gonna have to regroup a little bit and double down and just share all these different little snippets. The highlights I've got, you guys can clip that, share them out to social media, because the Yang Gang is getting ready to really ramp up, and I think the media is getting ready to really feel it, man. It's gonna be rough. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. Don't be discouraged. We're gonna be out here in force, and the media will feel our presence. So sorry PBS, sorry Politico, and I think my fingers are just itching to email those advertisers. So, anyways, make sure you smack a like, comment, subscribe down below. Comment and subscribe. No, so subscribe and comment down below. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, love you guys, and I'll catch you up in the next one. There's probably gonna be a few uploads potentially. Maybe that cringe fest with Bernie and Biden. And Yang gets that huge applause when he has that question about the person of color. So I don't know, maybe we'll get a couple different videos up here. Sorry it's late. I know there's gonna be some notifications, but Yang Gang, we gotta stay vigilant. We gotta get these videos out there so we can get them in that search algorithm. So anybody who's searching anything Democratic debates, Yang stuff comes out on top, right? So we gotta get out there. We gotta do that stuff. And I love you guys. Talk to you next time.
1, 2, 3.